Hi, good evening. My name is Shannon Casebeer. Sorry, I'm going to try to do this without my glasses so you don't have to look at that glare. I am currently a director of nursing for a home health company here in Jacksonville, Florida, where I live. I am a wife. I have a husband who's a pharmacist at one of our local hospitals here in Memorial. I do have one child. He is currently working on his bachelor's of history at the University of North Florida. So he is still home with me because that college is local to our home. And I originally came from Smith Station, Alabama, so a very small rural town. And I have taken care of my father since the age of 7. We didn't have home health back then. And being in a rural area, we didn't have a lot of access. We had to drive almost, I think, an hour to get to the local hospital. So a lot of his health care was handled, the home care was handled by myself and my mother. So we kind of took turns. And that's kind of where my whole nursing started. I have an aunt who is amazing, who inspired me, and she's an OR nurse. She actually got her nursing degree in the 1960s, and she worked almost 50 years, or just over 50 years for the VA, and she retired just after the age of 70. And so she's kind of been my inspiration. My nursing journey has been about 4 years so far. As far as being a registered nurse, I was able to finally go back after my son had graduated high school. I was able to go back and concentrate on my nursing degree. So I've done a lot of CNA work and a lot of HUC work, and I've been the director's secretary for the Director of Safety and Security for one of our main hospitals here. So I've done a lot of different hospital work from different avenues before actually being able to go back to school and get my nursing degree. I graduated in 2019 from nursing school, so I took my NCLEX on my birthday, October 23rd of 2019. So as of yesterday, I've been a nurse for 4 years. My first job was transitioning from a tech to a staff nurse at the job I worked through nursing school in. So that was psych at River Point, so I did ECT there, and then later took over as the director of ECT. In the meantime, before I became the director, I did have a full-time nursing job at a local hospital, Memorial. It was on the med-surg behavioral health floor, so we did have our floor set up so that we could accept Baker active patients. So it was both mental health and med-surg, but then all of nursing, I think, is psych. We really need to understand psych, I think, and no matter what part of nursing we're in, which is what I tell my students all the time. I'm a clinical instructor for Florida State College of Jacksonville here in Jacksonville. But that's a little bit about my nursing career. I'm now currently have left the psych hospital, and I'm a full-time director of nursing for a home health company. And we work with our veterans, keeping them home and keeping them independent, so that they don't go into assisted living and they can stay independent as long as possible. So I do the nursing assessment, the nursing side of it, but our employees are home health aides, and they go out and assist with the activity of daily livings and just making them stay independent so that they don't have to give up that independence. So that's what I do now. I am a member of Sigma. I'm on the board. So Sigma is a National Honor Society for Nursing. I was inducted during my bachelor's degree, so I am still on the board there, and I have presented research at our conference in 2022, and it was related to ECT at the time. And I excuse me. And so when I finish my degree here at United States University, my hope is to learn my craft and really get familiar with my position. There are requirements that I have to meet in the state of Florida, as we learned in our last class, to work autonomously. But my end goal, my long-term goal, would be to have an autonomous practice so that I can set up my practice where I can manage some of those chronic diseases for patients in their home, because a lot of my patients, when I ask them, well, did you follow up with your primary care? Well, no, I haven't been able to get transportation, or it's too hard for me to get out and go to the doctor. It's a very common theme that I hear among my patients. So I'd like to find a way to kind of help bridge that gap for them, to make sure that they're getting the proper follow-up, and we're not letting things like transportation and time really put that barrier when they need that follow-up. They need their medications managed. With our veterans, I have noticed, and this is a observation of a person. This is not scientifically backed up, but I'm sure we could find research on this. But I've noticed that most of my veterans who are Vietnam era right now, most of my older veterans are Vietnam era, that they have at least 2, if not 3, of the trifecta: dementia, type 2 diabetes, and Parkinson's disease. It's very rampant. Some people have all 3, but a lot of them at least have dementia and diabetes. So I really, they really need to have those followed by primary care, but a lot of times they just can't get to the primary care. So I just kind of want to bridge that gap for them. So that's what I plan to do when I finish here. I noticed that some of the classmates, it looks like a lot of us were in 560 together, and I really enjoyed interacting with you guys, and I look forward to continuing that journey through this class. Have a great evening.